Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 705th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking close battle I've got for you today, and I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but that's not the end of the story here. He's got an unusual army build here that I think you might find quite interesting. Okay, so here you'll see that he's got 2 eagle units there. Okay, unusual to see 2 eagle units. Okay, but he has another 2 eagle units as well. So he's actually got 4 eagle units, 4 legionary first cohort eagle units, plus his infantry general. So he has got a heck of a lot of morale going on there with his infantry. But as we know, those eagle units are not as strong as urban cohort units, so he's going to need to keep those eagle units out of the combat for as long as he can. But as I say, 4 eagle units and an infantry general unit. I mean, that's a heck of a lot of morale going on there. Now, the cavalry that he's got 6 cavalry, but if you look carefully, you'll see that it's only Roman cavalry with just gold shield, gold attack on. There you are. He's just got Roman cavalry. Now, those of you that like statistics, Roman cavalry with gold shield, gold attack on costs 940 denarii. For that, you get a 9 attack and an 18 defense. Okay, if you buy Praetorian cavalry with gold shield, gold attack, that costs you 1500 denarii, but for that you get a 14 attack and a massive 25 defense. So make no mistake, this Roman cavalry is very inferior to the Praetorian cavalry, but it can still be useful, and it depends on how well the Roman general uses these units, just to see how good they can be. Okay, so let's say an unusual army build there from Man 2. Be interested to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 18 Sacred Band Spearmen and just 2 cavalry. Okay, 18 Sacred Band Spearmen and just 2 cavalry. I'm thinking he's probably only got, just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, because of course he spent most of his money on his 18 spearmen. With 18, I'm thinking he's probably just got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so that's a very heavy infantry loaded army there. 18 infantry, just 2 cavalry. Be interesting to see how Barclayman handles that faction of choice of his. Okay, our next teammate is Brother member Canary Kerwa. Now he's got 12 pikes, 2 silver shield legionnaires, 5 cavalry and 1 chariot unit. If you have a quick look at the upgrades on his pikes there, you'll see that some of his pikes have just got 6 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And if we look at other of his pike units there, you'll see other units have got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got mixed upgrades on his pikes. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his cataphracts, and he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Don't forget, we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world, because they're armoured from head to toe, and used properly they can be battle winning troops. And of course he's got 1 chariot unit. Remember, these chariot units got big attacking specifications, big morale sapping abilities. Okay, but if they run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, as we've seen in many battle videos, because they kill both friend and foe alike, and they seem to be stronger in amok mode than in normal mode, which is always a bit weird to me. I noticed another thing too about this 1 chariot unit. Can you see anything unusual? No upgrades. He's put no upgrades on that chariot unit at all. Okay, so no upgrades on that chariot unit. So it'll be interesting to see how well Canary Kerwa handles that. This faction, he's got no archers either to cover his 120 man units that are extremely susceptible to archer damage. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. Has got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. So as you can see there, we've got quite a diverse team. We've got Man 2 with Brutii, we've got our Carthage ally, we've got our Seleucid ally there, and myself with Rome. It should be a great battle for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have the host of the battle, Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto's got 7 archers, 6 cavalry, 2 chosen axemen, 2 knight raiders, and 3 berserkers. If we have a look at his elite chosen archers, remember these guys got long range, good defense, and can be really good effective light infantry when they run out of arrows. Then you've got the infamous Gothic cavalry with 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Check out the specification of these Gothic cavalry, you'll be surprised on how good they are, and with those upgrades on, that makes them really good. Over here you'll see that he's got his chosen accent. Remember those axes there are effective against armor and can cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman urban cohorts. Then you got the infamous berserkers with their 2 hit points, excellent specifications, excellent morale, and massive morale sapping abilities. Okay, remember that they take morale away from enemy troops to destabilize and make them more susceptible to routing. Look at the difference in sizes between the berserkers and an ordinary unit. Just look how massive those berserkers are. Arguably the berserkers are the best units in the game, most powerful units in the game. Here he's also got his Knight Raiders there as well. Remember, these Knight Raiders are good infantry in their own right, but they also bring a fear factor. Morale sapping abilities that they've got as well. As I say, taking morale away from enemy troops, making them more susceptible to routing. So there you are, that's Crypto's tried and tested Germanic army there. And I think it'll be interesting to see how well he uses it during the course of the battle. Make no mistake, that can be a battle-winning army in coordination with his allies. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey's got 14 Spartans and 5 archers. Okay, 14 Spartans and 5 archers there. So that'd be interesting to see how well he uses that Greek city's army during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now Lando's got 9 infantry, 6 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, if you have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see his forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, there they just got gold shield, gold attack, and his last line of his battle formation have got 7 upgrades on, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So he's got mixed upgrades. The forward units would take the pillars, make first contact with the enemy and would weaken them, and then he would then bring his 3 better upgraded units forward to finish off the weakened units. I think that's the tactics behind this battle formation. He usually brings serious cavalry. Let's have a look at the upgrades on his cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Remember, when they're fully upgraded, it takes them out of the elite bracket into the super cavalry bracket. Make no mistake, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry are really tough. So that is a tried and tested Lando army there. And their last teammate is brother member Steve Longshanks. Now Steve has got 12 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry and 5 cavalry. Let's have a look at his battle formation there. You'll notice that his forward units here, can you see, I've only got 1 upgrade on. Okay, 1 upgrade. I'm thinking that's probably bronze defense. And then the other pilot shield units have got gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, so he's got unusual upgrades there, but the bulk of his army has got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so those 8 units at the back, gold shield, gold attack, and his forward pilot shield units, just small upgrades on them. He usually brings good cavalry. Let's have a look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. This is a tried and tested Steve Longshanks army, and it's pretty tough. So they've got quite a diverse team as well, with Germania, Pompey with his Greek cities, SBQR, and Julii. Should be a great game for you to watch. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have an archer count, because how many archers a team has got in this battle could prove decisive. Okay, so Crypto has got 7 archers there. Okay, and then we've got Pompey's archers. He's got 5. Okay, so that's 12 archers so far. Okay, and then we've got Lando's 6. So the enemy team have got 18 archers. Okay, so the enemy team 18 archers. As I say, the amount of archers that a team got could prove pivotal. Steve's got no archers, but they've still got 18 archers between them. Okay, let's see how many archers we've got between us. Okay, let's have a look at Man 2's army. Okay, so Man 2's got no archers. Okay, Man 2's got no archers. Let's see if our Carthage ally has got any slingers at all. And no. no slingers. So far, no archers, no slingers for our team. Okay, our Seleucid ally here has got no archers either. Okay, no archers, and my army has got no archers. So our team has got no archers, no slingers, no missile troops at all, and the enemy team have got 18 archers. Now, as I say, in this battle, those 18 archers could really change the dynamic of this battle. And make no mistake, those archers will be concentrating mostly on our Seleucid allies' 121 man units. Remember, those 121 man units are extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage. And that's why I think the enemy team have bought so many archers, because they're looking to decimate our Seleucid ally. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see that Canary Kurwa has got his fast-moving armoured cavalry general out the front of his battle formation here, probably looking to counter Crypto's archers. I think Canary Kurwa knew what was coming in his direction, knew there'd be lots of archers, and that's why he put his fast-moving armoured cavalry general out there to try and neutralise the archers. But as you can see there, Crypto, being the old experienced general that he is, he's got his cavalry covering his archers there, probably anticipating that there would be a cavalry response to his archers there. So a nice bit of cover there by Crypto, covering the archers. But make no mistake, the enemy archers here, remember, they got 18 of them and we haven't got any, and they're going to really concentrate on Canary Kurwa's pike units. Remember, those 121 man units are extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage, and you can see there, I could see 18 enemy units of archers there shooting into poor old Canary's pikemen. That's the problem with Seleucid, I think, is because they're archers. If you do bring any, are only medium range, they can be outranged by elite archers. Right, so here you are, you can see Lando here moving his 6 archers forward, Pompey moving his archers forward, and of course Crypto moving his archers forward as well. So as I say, there could be 18 archers brought to bear on poor old Canary's 121 man units. Here you are, you can see Lando moving his infantry forward. Remember, Lando's one of the most aggressive attacking players on Rome Total War, and he would love to get close to Canary Kurwa's pike units there so he could throw in loads of pilers and do even more damage to those 121 man units. So as I say, you can see here Lando moving forward. As I say, he just really wants to get in range of our Seleucid allies' pikemen there so he can throw his pilers in here. Right, here's a nice move by Barclayman here with his fast-moving cavalry unit. Remember, we call Barclayman Sneaky Barclayman, and you'll see why a bit later on in the battle here. But here you can see him moving that cavalry unit, really going for the archers, but best to move back there. He doesn't want any truck with those Spartans or that Germanic cavalry. But here is Lando's archers. He may well fancy a chance of smashing into them, and bang, as he smashes into them. Nice hit there by Lando, nice hit. That was a great hit there by Lando. And here you can see Lando moving a couple of his units forward there. If you notice here, you'll see that Canary Kurwa has put his Silver Shield Legionnaire, his 2 units of Silver Shield Legionnaires, as his Pilot Shield units in front of his pikes. But as you can see, Lando was attacking them, and now Lando, say, would want to get closer just to start throwing his pilers into Canary Kurwa's pike units there, causing even more damage. As I say, looks like they're going to roll up his other Silver Shield unit there. Right, here you can see man 2 moving his infantry forward. Now he may well look to attack Lando's flank. Can you see, if man 2 positions his army across the flank there, he could hit Lando in the flank. And as I say, here you can see Barclayman's fast moving armoured general unit there crunching through Lando's archers. Okay, now why do you think he's bought this fast moving unit? Think about the factions that we're up against. Okay, and we've seen Sneaky Barclayman do this a lot in other battles. Right, he's moving that fast moving cavalry unit. Look at the factions we're up against. Why do you think he's using this cavalry unit here? Why do you think that? Newer players to Rome Total War, why do you think he's bought that fast moving armoured cavalry general round here unit there? Why do you think he's done that? Okay, you notice he's brought it through here He's avoided the heavy cavalry of the enemy there, because his unit's obviously fast moving. Well, of course, what he's trying to do is to hit the Germanic berserkers. If he can get his units, that unit close, or touch that berserker, any of those berserker units, that will make them turn berserk. And of course, once they activate, they then are out of the control of the Germanic general. Okay, so as I say, what Barclayman is trying to do is try to activate the Germanic berserkers, and by doing so, it takes them out of the control of the Germanic general. Okay, so you can see him moving that fast moving. There's lots going on in this battle all at once. It's a very difficult battle to film. Here you can see, as we thought, Mantua may well now decide to attack the flank of Lando there, but just look at Lando's maximum upgraded cavalry out there. I think a Mantua may need to be careful there. As I say, here you can see Lando being his usual aggressive self. Look, he's already routed one of the Silver Shield Legionnaires. He's now going to attack the next one there. But if Canary moves some of his pikemen forward, he may well be able to rout those two units. But as he said here, you can see that fast-moving armoured cavalry general unit there, moving there towards the Germanic berserkers. Look, now is he going to reach it before he's intercepted? Is he going to get to those berserkers and activate them before he's intercepted? There's a Germanic cavalry unit moving towards him, plus he's got Julii cavalry units coming in. Can he just turn in time to hit those berserkers? No, there's another Germanic cavalry unit there, and he's going to get caught, I think, and bang, as that cavalry unit charges in there. I think that that fast-moving unit of Barclayman has now been routed. But here's something I would say to you. Do you remember in our battle videos we've talked about chasing down routing units? Now, are the enemy going to chase down this unit till it goes off the battlefield, or are they going to leave it? How many veterans watching this battle have seen rallied troops, routing troops have rallied and then come back into the battle and change the course of the battle? So it's always good to chase routers off the battlefield. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to chase that unit off the battlefield. If they don't, they may well regret that. Okay, over here on the left flank, as I say, there's lots going on at the same time in this battle. You can see Lando is smashing into the flank of Mantua, and I'm thinking to myself, where is Mantua's cavalry to help his infantry? Okay, you can see here he's got his pilots there ready to throw in to Lando's infantry, but he's being smashed in the flank by Lando's fully upgraded cavalry, and that's because Mantua's cavalry are hiding up in the long grass. But I think his infantry probably would be swearing at his cavalry if this was a real battle, saying, where the hell are you? We need you. We're being attacked by enemy fully upgraded cavalry. So as I say here, it'll be interesting to see if Mantua brings his cavalry out to help his infantry. Okay, look at Lando's aggressive attack there with his cavalry. Oh, so this is good news for us. You know those two SBQR units that Lando was using to try and take out the Silver Shield Legionnaires? Well, it looks like Canary's managed to rout both of those units there with a nice combination of his armoured cavalry general and infantry there. So that's good news for us. Lando's lost two of his units there that he was using to attack, as I say, the forward pilot shield units of Canary. But as I say here, Lando being very, very aggressive with his fully upgraded cavalry, plus he's got his infantry in there, plus don't forget those archers are shooting into us all the time. Those SBQR archers. Right, so there you can see Mantua's cavalry finally coming out of the long grass. Okay, as I say, if you don't have cavalry close to your infantry, then you can really regret that. Look at the damage that Lando's done with his fully upgraded cavalry. One thing I noticed there, can you see that Mantua's lost one of his Eagle units? So, as I say, Eagle units are a lot weaker than urban cohorts. If you're going to attack, you're best to use your urban cohorts and keep your Eagle units at the back to give them morale bonus that you kind of bring them to the battle for. So he's lost one of his Eagle units there. That fully upgraded cavalry smashing in from that side. You've got the SBQR infantry coming in from the other side. And don't forget, as I say, these archers in close tight formation for more penetration and more damage there are shooting into us all the time. As I say, it's quite a difficult battle to film because there's so much going on at the same time. Right here you can see Pompey there using his archers there shooting into Canary Curwa's pikes, and make no mistake here, you can see that Crypto's got his archers also in close tight formation for more penetration and more damage, and he appears to be targeting Barclayman's Sacred Band units there. Okay, so as I say, remember the enemy team have got 18 archers and we've got none. And as I say, that could prove decisive in this battle. But as I say, here you can see, look at that, bang, as Lando charges his fully upgraded cavalry into Mantu's Brutii infantry there. Plus Lando's got his SBQR infantry coming in behind Mantu's infantry as well. Now here comes Mantu's cavalry. Okay, as I say, I think if I was one of Mantu's infantry, I'd be a bit upset that my cavalry wasn't there a bit quicker to help my infantry there. So as I say, you can see here at the back, right, this is what I wanted to show you here. Can you see that the enemy team did not chase down that fast moving armoured cavalry general unit of Sneaky Barclay Man? Okay, they haven't chased that down, so make no mistake, he will be looking to use that unit. That unit has rallied, as you can see, and he'll be looking to bring it in here and trying to crash into the back of a berserker unit or a couple of berserker units if he can. Okay, so as I say, if you don't chase routing units off the battlefield, they can come back and bite you in the butt. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what Sneaky Barclay Man's going to do here. Okay, you can see I'm moving my cavalry over now to try and help Mantu against the attack of Lando's fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Okay, now I don't know whether Mantu would want to attack the Praetorian cavalry of the enemy there, bearing in mind he's only got Roman cavalry. So he may well be a little bit hesitant to do that. You can see I'm running my cavalry forward. Lando's backed his cavalry off there. Okay, as I say, this was a difficult battle to film. There's so much going on all over the battlefield at the same time. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so here you will see Barclay Man bringing his Carthage Sacred Band units over. Now remember, his 18 Sacred Band units there, spearmen, are there to counter the Greek cities of Pompey. Okay, but also you've got Canary Curwa's Silver Shield pikemen there. They'll also probably try and help to counter the Greek cities there. Okay, but just look at the amount of archers they've got here. I mean, it is just, as I say, 18 archer units. Each one of those archer units can shoot 30 arrows. So you can imagine the firepower there. You see how they've caused us some casualties here with us just moving over to the centre there from the archer fire that they've inflicted on us. So as I say, you can see we're losing a lot of men there from those 18 enemy archer units. Okay, so over here, you'll see that Mantu's cavalry has finally come over, and I've got my cavalry over there trying to help Mantu's infantry. Right, you can see our Seleucid ally moving his pikes forward there towards the enemy troops. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So, right, now you know that Sneaky Barclay Man's cavalry unit that they routed, but it rallied and came back, and they didn't, because they didn't chase it off the battlefield. Sneaky Barclay Man's charged it into the back of the enemy troops, look, and has activated a berserker unit. So that berserker unit will now be completely out of the control of the Germanic general and will move towards the nearest enemy units. So that was a nice hit there by Sneaky Barclay Man. They're using that unit that the enemy thought that they had routed, but it rallied and came back and charged into the rear of that berserker unit. So well done to Sneaky Barclay Man there. He did extremely well in activating that berserker unit. Now here you'll see Canary Curwa doing a massive cavalry charge here into one of Lando's units, and bang as he charges in there. But unfortunately for him, that berserker unit's heading towards him, and look at the counter attack of enemy cavalry, and bang as they charge in there. I think Canary needs to pull his cavalry back out of there, because otherwise I think he's going to lose a lot of his cavalry. Okay, and just like to show you, unfortunately for me, I've just developed the expanding glitch. Okay, isn't it funny that a couple of my cavalry units are fine, but the other 3 or 4 units have got that expanding glitch, and that is such a nuisance when that happens. I think all of us have experienced that from time to time on RTW, and of course I can't charge my cavalry in to help when they're distributed expanding like that, because you just don't get the impact. So as I say, you can see I'm moving my infantry, and our Carthage ally is moving his infantry forward over to this left flank as well here. Okay, you can see a lot of movement going on at the moment. Now in a minute we're going to talk a little bit about battlefield awareness. Okay, it's very, very important to have battlefield awareness. You know, we've talked about this lots of times in our battle videos here, where you keep one eye on what's happening in front of your army, but the other eye on what's happening around the battlefield, so that you are battlefield aware. Okay, so here you can see Crypto moving his Germanic army over here. Now, with battlefield awareness, I've looked at the situation, okay, and I hope I'm going to make the right decision here, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Here you can see that Pomp is using his Spartans here to rout Canary Curwa's units. Now remember, Canary Curwa's 120-man units would have been extremely depleted by arrow fire here. And as I say, you can see Pompey rolling Canary up from right to left here with his Spartans. Okay, just look at that. Look how many units Canary has lost already. Make no mistake, the combination of archer fire there. And here you can see Canary's actually thrown in his armoured cavalry general there into trying to neutralise these archers, because they're devastating to his pike units there. But as I say, the combination of Spartans and Germanic archer fire has caused this routing of Canary's pikemen. Here you can see Steve Longshanks facing us with his Julia army and a lot of cavalry at the back. You've got Lando's archers there, as I say, still shooting into us. But as I say, over here on the left flank, I'm trying to use a bit of battlefield awareness here and hoping my allies are doing the same. Now you can see here you've got all the Germanic infantry and they're being guarded by the Germanic cavalry. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but what I'm thinking here is that I've got my Seleucid ally here with his cataphracts by the side of me. Okay, and we've got Man 2's cavalry in behind the Germanic infantry. Do you see what I mean? As I say, it's trying to use battlefield awareness here. This situation has just occurred out of the blue, so you have to move fast. So what I'm thinking of doing is smashing into this Germanic cavalry infantry with my cavalry, and then I'm hoping that Man 2 has got his battlefield awareness glasses on, if you like, so he can smash in behind them as well. Okay, and then I'm hoping that the two of us smashing in from those angles, then our Seleucid ally with his cataphracts are joining in, and you know, I think we've got a chance of taking out that entire Germanic infantry and cavalry. That's what I'm hoping for here. Even though he's got two berserker units there, I'm hoping if we can hit those berserkers hard enough and they start having units routing, then they may well not activate. They may well just rout like an ordinary unit. Okay, so as I say, battlefield awareness. This situation has just occurred out of the blue, so I'm just hoping that my allies are switched on here, so that when my cavalry hits, my allies will respond. And as I say, we've got a chance of taking out this Germanic army here. Right, so here comes my cavalry. I'm going to smash in, I'm going to aim for the rear unit of the Germanic infantry there, and bang! And I smash in there. Now you'll see the Germanic cavalry counter-attacking, and they're coming in, and bang! As they come in as well. Now I'm just waiting here. Come on, Man 2, smash into the back of those Germanic infantry. Right, let's pause the game for a second here. So you can see here several of the Germanic units starting to rout, including a berserker unit. Can you see this berserker unit was hit so fast and suffered so many casualties that it has routed rather than activate? So that's good news for us. I was hoping if I smashed into those berserker units fast enough that may well happen, but unfortunately this berserker unit has activated, so I managed to stop one from activating. Now if Man 2 could smash into the back of that Germanic infantry, plus you can see our Seleucid allied with his cataphracts coming in as well. There goes the cataphracts, they're going to smash in as well. Get ready for this, it's going to be a double hit. Bang! And then the Bruto cavalry comes in, and bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh, look at that massive impact of cavalry on that Germanic, on those Germanic troops there. Oh my gosh, let's pause the game for a second. So my cavalry, okay, Canary Curwa's cataphracts and Man 2's Roman cavalry has just smashed and crashed the Germanic infantry and cavalry there. Just what we wanted to do there. Just look at that massive impact. So with battlefield awareness, you could see we were all battlefield aware there. There was no instructions given to anybody. Everybody just acted instinctively. So that was really good there. Right, now here you can see that Barclayman's done a good move. He's moved some of his Carthage Sacred Band units out to try and counter the Greek cities. Remember, the Barclayman had 18 units of infantry. And here you can see a Canary bringing his pikemen out of the fray there. They've suffered so many casualties from archers and fighting those Spartans there, that he's moving them back. But remember here, the enemy archers are shooting. If you notice here, they're facing backwards. and that's because they're shooting fire arrows into that chariot unit. Now, newer players to Rome Total War, why do you think they're using fire arrows instead of normal arrows when you shoot at chariots? Why do you think that? Okay, well, fire arrows spread panic, and if you hit a chariot unit with enough fire arrows, you can then make that chariot unit run amok. And of course, once that unit runs amok, it comes out of control of its general, and it kills both friend and foe alike. So that's why he's using those fire arrows there. Okay, so back to the main battle here now. And over on our left flank there, as I say, between us, we've managed to rout all the Germanic infantry and the Germanic cavalry. Of course, they've still got those archers left that have been a real nuisance to us, killing loads of our men there with those archer units. Over here you'll see Steve's cavalry and infantry are still very much intact. That Julii army of Steve's pretty well intact. If you notice here, we've moved our cavalry out to the flank here. But as I say, I'm not sure if Man 2 would want to take on enemy cavalry with his Roman cavalry, because like we said earlier, it is inferior. Right, here you'll see I'm running forward with my Scipii army into Steve's army there. Okay, now it wouldn't surprise me if Steve's going to counterattack with his cavalry, and then goes that cavalry, and bang, as he smashes in with his cavalry there. A nice hit there by Steve, nice counter-attack there by Steve with his cavalry, but I'm going to throw my cavalry in at the same time there, and bang, charge into the flank of his attacking cavalry there. Okay, so that is a massive cavalry and infantry battle here between Steve and myself. If you notice here, you'll see that Barclay Man's bringing some of his spear units to bear there as well, so that's a nice bit of support there by Barclay Man. So well done to him. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Now, during the course of this battle, Man 2 does really well in taking out the enemy archers. Remember, he had his cavalry over there. He's brought them round the rear of the enemy troops now and starts killing the enemy archers. Now, he's going to get, I would think, some massive kills by attacking the enemy archers there. Remember, the archers are the soft targets. You get cavalry in behind the enemy troops, and those soft targets, you can really kill loads of them with your cavalry. So a nice move there by Man 2. Let's say over here you'll see that Steve and myself, Steve being the Julii infantry and cavalry and me being the Scipii infantry and cavalry there, are having a real tussle. And as I say, here comes Man 2's cavalry, but he's been intercepted by Lando's fully upgraded SBQR cavalry. Right at the back here, Lando tried a good tactical move. He brought a couple of his SBQR units round the flank of our troops, trying to try and get in behind us. Okay, but Canary and myself spotted that, and you can see Canary smashed into the front of those units, and I smashed into the rear. Remember, I was fighting the Julii infantry, and I've charged into the rear, so we've taken out those two SBQR units that Lando was trying to bring round our flank. So that was a nice combination attack there by both Canary and myself. As I say here, be a good move, I think, for Man 2 to move his Roman cavalry back there. He's no match for fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry of Lando's. Plus, you've got the enemy Julii cavalry moving in on him as well. So there's a general overview of the battle. You can have a look and see what's happening there. As I say, there's lots going on at the same time. Right over here, as I say, you can see that the Germanic archers, you'll find that Crypto moves his archers around the battlefield very tactically, very strategically, to get into the best position to shoot his arrows into the weakest part of enemy troops. He's always good with archers. Right over here on the left flank, you can see that Canary's charged his Seleucid cataphracts, and you can see I'm charging my Scipii cavalry in there as well. Against those enemy SBQR cavalry of Lando, which remember are fully upgraded. And you can see there that we're using I've auto-attacked my swords, and here comes that Julii cavalry, and bang, is that charge in there. Now you can see here that Man 2's charging his Brutii infantry into the fray as well. But I can see a lot of my cavalry units starting to rout, and I can see a lot of Canary's units starting to rout as well. And here comes that fully upgraded cavalry of Lando's. Get ready for this. Going to charge into Man 2's infantry. Bang! Right, as I say, you can see I think I've lost all my cavalry now. Okay, so all my Scipii cavalry has now been taken out. So that's bad news for us. As I say here, You can see I've got my infantry, and there's some of Barclay Mann's spear units there. As I say, at the back of the enemy troops there, Man 2's been doing a great job with his cavalry, like sweeping up the archers. You need to be careful of that Amok chariot of Canaries though, because that Amok chariot, look at the kills, and that Amok chariot has just killed a few of Man 2's cavalry. He was lucky there that he moved his cavalry out of the way of that Amok chariot. Remember, Amok chariots kill friends, both friend and foe alike, and seems to be more powerful in Amok mode. Okay, so here's another battlefield awareness situation that I wanted to show you here. Now you can see my Scipio army here is facing one Greek city Spartan unit there, and you can see that Barclay Mann's got a couple of his Carthage units there that would counter that spear unit there. But what I've noticed is Steve has moved his infantry over here and is attacking Man 2's infantry with his infantry, and then he's crashing in with his cavalry as well. So poor old Man 2's getting smashed by infantry and cavalry. Okay, plus you've got Lando's fully upgraded SBQR cavalry that will charge into the fray as well. So as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my Scipio army over and look to crash into the rear of Steve's engaged infantry there. Okay, my spear and pike allies here can hold the front line here while I move my whole Scipio infantry over here and try and get in behind. Look at that SBQR cavalry, bang, as it charges into Man 2's Brutio infantry. I think actually Man 2's infantry is holding extremely well. Look at the pressure that he's under there from enemy troops. As I say, you can see me moving my Scipio army over, and I'm now attacking the rear of Steve's engaged infantry. So if you notice there, it's like a sandwich attack. You've got Man 2's Brutio infantry and my Scipio infantry attacking Steve's infantry there. Can you see Steve's in the middle of us there? Man 2 will be pushing forward there into Steve's Julio units, and I'm going to be charging into Steve's units. Plus you've got another unit of Barclay Mann's spearmen coming in there. Okay, they've got the cavalry advantage here. Okay, they could well charge that cavalry in, but I think we've got a good chance of taking Steve's infantry out. As I say, just look at the damage that Man 2's cavalry has been doing there. His Roman cavalry has been just like sweeping up enemy archers. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets some really good kills. Look at all the archers that he's caused to rout already, just from being in behind the enemy troops there. He's probably routed some routed infantry units of the enemy troops as well. So well done to Man 2 there, doing a lot of damage there and making the enemy look behind them as well as looking in front of them there. Okay, difficult for battlefield awareness when you're looking both ways. As I say here, as I said earlier, Crypto moves his archers around the battlefield very tactically to try and get into the weaker spot of enemy teams where he can shoot his arrows in and cause lots of damage to enemy troops there. Okay, so he can now shooting loads of arrows into the rear of Barclay Mann's spearmen. Okay, so that's a nice tactical archer move there by Crypto. Let's say if ever you play against him, you see how tactically he moves his archers around the battlefield. But over here on the left flank, as I say, you can see me charging my Scipio army in to that enemy Julio there. Here comes the enemy cavalry counter-attacking up, bang, as they charge in there. But if you notice here, watch my infantry. I'm going to surge forward. Can you see my infantry surging forward now into the rear of Steve's infantry? And you've got Man 2's Brutio infantry as well. So that's a nice sandwich attack there between Man 2's Brutio infantry and my Scipio infantry. And between us, we've routed Steve's infantry, including his general. So that was a nice battlefield awareness move there. I thought just to show you that battlefield awareness is so important on the battlefield, as you've seen in many of our battle videos in the past. But I thought here that was another good example of battlefield awareness. Okay, so we've just killed Steve's general there. Now, if you notice here, the bulk of the enemy team that's left are the dreaded Spartans, with their 2 hit points and excellent specifications there. So what I'd like to do is get my Scipio army in behind those Spartans, while Barclay Mann's and Canaries pike and spear units can pin and hold Pompey's Greek cities while I get my infantry in behind. That's what I'm thinking. Now here's something quite interesting, especially for newer players to Rome Total War, something you might not know. Did you know that when you got the general unit, that the general himself always stands on the left hand side of the general unit. There you are. Look, can you see the general there is always on the left hand side of the unit? Now for me, I'd much prefer to have my general in the middle of that unit, wouldn't you, to protect him? But as you can see, he's on the left side. Every general unit, the general's always on the left side. So what I'm going to look to do is to charge in to that general unit from this side and hopefully kill that general as I'm charging in. Can you see what I mean there? That's what I'm looking to do. Remember, the general is always stood on the left hand side of the general unit. So it's something that newer players might not know. Here you can see several of Canary's units are starting to rout, and here you can see the enemy Greek cities and Julio pressing in on Barclayman's spear units. But as I say, remember, Barclayman's bought 18 spear units. Now as I say, over here, look at this mass of Germanic archers. Close, tight formation there for more penetration and more damage. And make no mistake, here you can see some of Barclayman units have been routed there. My guess is they were severely weakened by archer fire, and then when they actually came to combat, they just routed there because they'd been weakened so much. You can see the enemy Spartans moving in on us. There's another Canary Kurwa pike unit been routed there as well. So as I say, you can see a lot of our units are still routing here as we're coming up against these Spartans. Now what would be good here, can you see these units, these kind of spare units that Man 2's got? What I thought would be a good idea is if he could go over and attack those archers, because make no mistake, those archers are causing us massive damage. If he could just go over there and attack those archers with those kind of spare units, that would be great. But here, as I say, you can see I'm moving my Scipio army round behind the enemy Spartans, and as I say, I'm looking here to try and take out this Spartan general. That's what I want. Hit him on the flank there, and hopefully as my army hits there, then we can kill that general. That's what I'm looking to do anyway. Okay, but also I'm looking at the rest of the battlefield as well to see where I can use my infantry in maybe a more influential way as I move my units round behind the Spartans there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. And now that idea that I thought there of those spare units that Man 2 had, he's had the same thoughts. Remember, he was stood there with those spare units? He's now going to head off towards Crypto's archers there. So I thought that was a good move there. Those archers are really tough, mind. If they get alt-attacked, I'm not sure who would win the battle between those units there. But over here you can see my Scipio units. I'm charging into that Spartan unit there. And if you notice, Steve hasn't got his spears down. It's a sword-on-sword battle here. And here comes my units that charging in. Now there's the Greek city's general there. Can you see him fighting my units? I'm bringing more infantry units in there. As I say, kill the infantry general, take the morale bonus away from the enemy team there. You can see my units and see that Greek city's general fighting really well there. As you can see, my Brutii allies closing in there, as well as my Scipii infantry there, trying to kill that general. You can see a lot of units there. We're all trying to kill that general, take the morale bonus away from Pompey's army. But also I've thrown another couple of units in here as well, because not only am I looking to take out that general, I've got to look at to see where I can put my units around the battlefield. Here's another unit of Barclayman's have been taken out by those Spartans there. So as I say, we need to possibly get in behind those Spartans to do the damage we want. Over here, as I say, you can see that Man 2's using his units very well to kind of disrupt the enemy archers there, and he's chased them out of range now. They won't be able to shoot into the rear of us anymore. So that's a nice tactical, and once again a good battlefield awareness thing that he's done there. A good tactic, a good battlefield awareness tactic there. As I say, we're still trying to kill the Greek city's general here, both Man 2 and myself. But in a minute, I think, well, there we are, we've just killed him. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look to move the bulk of my army into these Spartans that are left. You can see I've already sent a few of my units over there to try and help the team. You'll notice that Barclayman's Sacred Band Spearmen are pinning and holding the Spartans. So now if we can just smash in behind them with our infantry, we could maybe even get a mass rout going here, right? You can see I'm charging my Scipii infantry in, hammer and anvil attack. You can see that Barclayman's infantry and you can see that Canary Kurwa's pikemen there are the anvil, and my infantry and Man 2's infantry there are the hammer and anvil attack there onto those Greek city units, and it looks like looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. You can see there, and there's a couple. I think there's it looks like the enemy troops are trying to take out Barclayman's general. You've got a Julia unit and a Spartan unit coming in there as well, but I can see that Carthage unit coming in behind that Spartan unit. It wouldn't surprise me if it routed. Yep, going to rout there from being hit from behind, and just that Julia unit there, and I think they've just admitted defeat, the enemy team there, but I think Germania is still alive. Now, as I say, these chosen archers are really good light infantry. You'd be surprised on how tough they are. And look at Man 2's Eagle unit here. I think he's going to get hit by a lot of archer units. They are in alt attack. See those archer units charging in with their little swords there? Can Man 2's Eagle unit hold on until he gets reinforcements to come over to him, or is he going to get taken out by these chosen archers? As I say, you'd be surprised on how good these chosen archers can be when they've run out of arrows. Their ability to be really good light infantry is amazing, really, and how good they can be. And as I say, look at poor old Man 2's Eagle unit there. Yes, it is a heavy infantry unit, but it's being inundated from all sides by these archers there with their alt attack knives, as you can see. It wouldn't surprise me if Crypto took out all of these. He just routed that unit there, so now he's admitted defeat. He just wanted to take out that Eagle unit. Just look at the dead Brutii Eagle unit men there that they've just taken out, and he just admitted defeat. He just wanted to take that unit out and admit defeat there. So well done to Crypto there. So I say it's quite a spread out battle. If you look over here, you can see wherever you look, you seem to see casualties. As I say, with the enemy having 18 archers, that doesn't surprise me. Look at the dead here. You can see mostly Seleucid there, and some Carthage dead as well as we move across the battlefield. And over here, you can see I've got a few battle damaged units left there, but here now you can see the dead. See some of the Julii dead there, where their shields kind of like stuck in the mud, and their shields are stood up almost, look, as those men went down. And over across the battlefield here you can see just the carpet of dead, where you can see the most intense part of the fighting was over here. And over here, this is where we hit the Germanic army, where we took out the Germanic cavalry and all the infantry with that great battlefield awareness attack. As I say, I can't emphasize to you how important battlefield awareness is. And here, as I say, it was a great battle on that left flank there. So there you are. You can see it's an extremely spread out battle there. And there you are. You can see Man 2's general still alive there. Bearing in mind he was smashed and crashed by that fully upgraded cavalry of Landos at the beginning of the battle. So he's still got his general left there. But if you notice, a lot of his units are extremely battle damaged that he's got left. And the same as mine, the units that I've got left are extremely battle damaged as well. And you can see that Canary Curwa, I think it's got 2 or 3 units left there, maybe 4, but they're all extremely battle damaged. And you can see that Barclayman, remember, he had 18 Sacred Band units, and you can see he's hardly got any left as well. So as I say, you can see that was a real battle of attrition there. Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody did really well, guys, really well played. And as you can see, it was a close victory. Who do you think had the highest kills in the game? Let's go down the names and have a look. And the highest kills goes to Brotherhood member Pompey with his Greek cities army. I always think, you know, if you get over 2,000 kills, even in 2022, that's still special to get over that 2,000 kills. So well done to Pompey. I think he was killing a lot of those big 120-man units. Well done to Crypto. Now remember that Crypto's cavalry and infantry were taken out in that battlefield awareness attack, and yet he still got 917 kills. It goes to show how powerful his archers are. As I say, well done to Pompey there, highest kills in the game with his Greek cities. Well done to Lando. Now bearing in mind that he was hit quite hard on that left flank, I thought he got some good kills. And well done to Steve, got some good kills as well. So really well played, guys. Great battle there. That old-fashioned, old school army and battle formation of mine, medium kills, not too bad. So yeah, not too bad, not brilliant, but okay. Well done to Man 2, second highest kills in the game. There, as I say, he was like hoovering up the enemy archers behind their main battle line with his cavalry. So he did really well. Well done to Barclayman. Now, you might think that Barclayman's kills are a bit disappointing, but actually he had a pivotal role in holding the Spartans up with his Sacred Band Spearmen. So those kills don't reflect the importance of the job that he did. And well done to Canary. As I say, he will be probably disappointed with his kills, but he also held up the Spartans. I think both him and Barclayman, with their pike and spear units, really did a good job at holding the Spartans there. So as I say, the kills don't necessarily reflect how important a job that generals do. So as I say, and quite a diverse battle as well, if you look there. As I say, well done to Pompey, getting over 2,000 kills there. And as I say, Man 2 got the second highest kills, and Lando got the third highest kills. So the enemy team got the first and third highest kills there. So really well done. It just goes to show how close the battle was. Let's say very diverse. We got 2 Romes in our team, Carthage and Seleucids. So that's quite diverse. And Germania, Greek cities, Rome and Rome in the other team. Hope you enjoyed this battle. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.